Hello and welcome everyone to the Loom Show. Live stream for Friday, September 7th, 2018. Just waiting for some people to get in here. And we'll have some fun. Hello, Diamond/Ranch. Hello, good to see you always. Thanks for that thumbs up. Appreciate it. We have the room filling up. My first live stream in months. Hello, hello, hello. Fortnite Gamer, welcome to my live stream. Yayuna's Journeys. Welcome, 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 Alma. We'll wait until some people get in here. We'll have some fun. My live streams are very informal. Come in, come out whenever you want. Grab some chips, grab a drink, grab a cold beverage. I happen to be the one that is on camera, but by all means, side conversations are very welcome here. Get to know everyone. Feel free to sub up and down if you would like to. But start a few minutes early as I usually do. Fortnite Gamer is bored, yeah. Well, tell me about it. I do these live streams once in a while from work, right before I go into work, so I'm usually here for 45 minutes to an hour. And then I go to work, so I won't be bored. Wish I wasn't working, but I love my job, so. It is Friday, though, so that's the good part. That is the very good part. But, yeah. Anyway, how's everyone doing? I have a can of Sprite over here ready to go. I have my water ready to go. And we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And girls, of course. Although it's mostly girls in here now, but that's okay. I'm not complaining. It's very rainy here. The showers are supposed to end anytime soon, within the next hour or so. Wyatt Gaming, hello, welcome to the live stream. I try to support my gaming friends as much as possible. I have been failing at that attempt lately, but I need to get better at that. But I promise I will. Hey, Blind Views! Hey, awesome, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that. I still have more stickers that are being sent out. And I didn't realize that stickers end up being almost like a I mean, YouTube is like a second job. Stickers is like a third job. But it's something I'm happy to do. But if you requested stickers, anybody, and I haven't got to you yet, I will get to you. If you do want a sticker, they are free. Just send me an email at my email address, which is on every one of my videos at the bottom. But I'll help you out. My email address is theilluminator123242@gmail.com. That's theilluminator123242@gmail.com. And if you didn't catch it, that's okay. All of my videos, if you look underneath the section that talks about the video, I have all of my stuff down there. My P.O. box and email address and Facebook and all that good stuff. But I haven't done a live stream in a couple of months. I don't think I've done one since probably July. But yeah, Alma, yours is very close to being in the mail. I didn't have your new address at first, but I kind of have a few more to send out, so that's okay. And if anybody, by all means, the video where it talks about me with my stickers, I talked about it, and of course, I mean, it's not like I'm the most popular guy on YouTube, because I am not by any stretch of the imagination, but I sent out a good number of stickers. I sent out 7 or 8 of them. I was very happy to do that, and I got a few more to do. If I haven't got to you, I will. And thank you, Alma. Don't forget the thumbs up. I finally found out what the thumbs up means. Thumbs up means that's how popular your video is when it comes to YouTube recommending it to other people. When other people are watching videos and you have that 5 or 6 videos that are recommended. Somebody told me they have it under good authority. They heard from a wife of a guy that used to work for YouTube, that, you know, heard from his dog or something, that the likes really have a lot to do with YouTube recommending your video. So Whatever that means, I'm still here at the bottom of YouTube, and I'm not thinking that I'm going to get many recommendations, but the likes are very appreciated, very, very liked. The likes are liked. But yeah. Hey, thanks, Blind Views. I appreciate that. Putting on the Wall of Fame. I can remember, wow, I can remember when you didn't have too many stickers up there, and it's like, then you look at some of the newer videos, it's like, wow, look at all those stickers, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. Uh, why do you always so also known my countless other... Oh, oh yeah, that started a couple. I've been making videos since December. It started probably, I don't know, around February or March. Um, a YouTuber, and I don't remember who it was. If it was Aaron Big Time or the Swedes. I think it was Aaron. Had said something about uh, I'm the man with something like 31 aliases or something like that. He made a video saying something about me having 31 aliases because of a video they had used of my character Ty, and I thought it was pretty cool. I started putting that in all my videos. I started saying things like also known by 31 aliases or 34 aliases or whatever it was. And then eventually I started saying, but we don't have to get into that right now. And I kept increasing it. As more and more people gave me legitimate nicknames, I started to actually embrace it. And it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So that's where that all started. And now I kind of want to change my intro, but it's like it became me. It's what people know me for. So I usually pretty much stick to it. Um, and we'll see where that goes. But we won't get into that right now. I try. I'm a big copycat, but I try not to copy people. I try to come up with an original idea once in a great while. The whole Illuminator thing, like Terminator, that came from Michigander Man. One time I went on Michigander Man. I was still a very young YouTuber. I mean, I still am. I mean, I've been here less than a year, but I was a very young YouTuber. And I went on one of his live streams, and he went, "The Illuminator, I'll be back." And it just stuck. It's just something I was like, again, it was almost like, I don't consider it copying someone if somebody gives you that themselves. It's not like I started doing it, so someone else called me that, so I embraced it. I mean, it worked pretty well for me. And I mean, oh, is it lagging? It's the weather plus where I am with this, trying to surf off the free Wi-Fi here at work. But hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Anthony Sullivan here. How you doing? Good to see you. If it's lagging for anybody, I apologize. That's usually par for the course when I live stream. I try to get better parking when I can. If it gets really, really bad, please somebody let me know. But yeah. Oh, thanks. It could be you, Alma. You know, it very well could be you. You should get a new phone, Alma. I keep telling you that, but let's see. Tanya, new fraud. Hey, what's up? Someone new. Welcome, welcome. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Tanya. I embrace only the good things, only the light. Hey, well, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with embracing the light. Oh my! Once again, if anyone knows me from live streaming, I always do my notifications. So my George Takei is now off with my oh my. That means I guess some type of YouTube notification, but I have a Galaxy S7, and I know it's older technology, but compared to the S4 that I had about a year and a half ago, this thing is like Superman compared to that. I have that cardboard box is I had bought a new deck box for my deck to keep the birdseed and stuff like that in, and I got to throw this cardboard box away at work. It just, if I put this in my recycle bin at home, it would fill up the whole thing. And I live in a small town, and they only pick up the recycling every other week, so I have this to throw away. It's an empty cardboard box. My car is usually full of junk and about 5 million water bottles and papers and you name it. And I never actually get around to cleaning it 100%. But one good thing about that, no one ever asks you for a ride. So that's pretty cool. Oh, thanks. I'm pronouncing it correctly. That's cool. Stingray. Stingray. Who said Stingray? Diamond slash Ranch. Stingray. I do not see Stingray. The last I heard, Stingray deleted his channel. At least put it in hibernation. Last time I talked to Stingray, he said he's enjoying real life. He's enjoying doing outdoor things with his boat and with his Stingray car and all that. But he said he doesn't know what the future will bring, but I don't think he's gone forever. I think that, I mean, myself included, I wish I had more of a real life sometimes. Oh, the oh my sounded like Stingray. Oh my. He does a really good George Takei. He does a good Mr. Sewell. Stingray. I miss Stingray because Stingray is, I think he's a very accomplished musician, and I loved being on his live streams for stuff like that. And for the most part, he treated me good. He did that one video where he slammed me because of something that I did. Hey, Lou, what's up, man? How you doing? He slammed me pretty good in one video. I chose not to take offense to it because everyone's entitled to their opinion. And we worked past it, and everything's been cool since then. So I tend not to really want to get, sometimes when you get, for me anyway, when I get mad at someone, a lot of times the other person doesn't know, so I'm the only one that suffers. So I tend to get over things easily. And I said something that Stingray was upset about, and I apologized to him, and he did a video about it, and it's all well and good. I mean, it's water under the bridge. I mean, it takes a big man to admit that he was wrong, and I was wrong to say something. In his eyes, he thought it was, something that was self-promoting, and it kind of half was, but yeah, so, for the most part, I mean, that's how relationships are. They got their ups and downs as far as I'm concerned, and one bump on the road wasn't bad at all, and I wish Stingray the best, and I hope he comes back soon. No, it doesn't do anything to hold on to anger. Is like for me, usually I notice the people I work with. There's one woman in particular. She likes to get pissed off at the littlest thing, and then she wants to hold to her grave. But no one else ever feels that way. So she's the only one that suffers through that. So I mean, I try to take my lessons from people who are not that way. Or if I learn anything from her, I learn not to do that. But if I have problems with people at work, I try to talk it out. That's just the way I am. I mean, I'm not saying anybody has to be that way, but that's the way I am. Let me just catch up here a little bit. It is really hard for me to have a life outside of work because whenever I'm not working, I'm trying to rest. Now, I'm a bigger guy. I am trying to lose weight, but I am still well over 330 pounds, and I was a lot happier when I had a lot more energy anyway when I was lighter. But for me, I'm in my 40s now. I really, it's my weight is like and I've said this before, my weight is like, it's like gas prices, like gasoline prices, up like a rocket and down like a feather. I could eat right and diet all week and exercise and lose 5 pounds, and on a weekend I'll have one bad meal and gain it back. It's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. But hey, for me, it is what it is. I try to eat healthier all around. I try not to have any major soda. I have like maybe 2 cans of Sprite or ginger ale, something like that. I have that like a week, 2 cans a week. I drink tons of water. I drink about 3/4 of a gallon of water every day. And hey, it's it is what it is. I will lose weight. And I'm ready to do it again. So, especially after I broke that chair. That's a real wake-up call. When I broke that chair a few days ago, that was a real wake-up call to say, number one, I didn't belong in that chair. I barely fit. Number two, it was old. Number three, it wouldn't have broken underneath a 100-pound person. So that's a real slap in the face, when you say to yourself, I think I gotta lose weight because I'm breaking chairs now. What's next, a toilet seat? I have a super thick skin. My sister-in-law holds on to everything. I learned it doesn't do me any good. So I try to get mad, get over it, and it's just it works out better for me. And I'm sure what works for me doesn't work for everyone. Do not anger me, I will. I wield a sword to my aggressors. Well, that's good to know. And just in case anyone's wondering, the 5 people that are in here, I appreciate that you guys and girls are here. So my live streams, I might have over 1,000 followers, 1,000 subs, but um, I really it's not people who really deal with me on a regular basis. So for me to have 10, 15 people in a live stream, it's a very, very good live stream. So this is about it for me. When I have between 5 and 10, it's usually pretty good. What angered you so much that you broke your chair? I think the fact that I was fat and I just twitched a little bit to the left and broke the leg right off and smashed. I did a video about it a couple of days ago. I showed the chair and everything. I had a renter break the toilet seat after 8 years and got offended when I wouldn't take the money out of the rent. Well, around here, I really believe that if a landlord has to do anything to the apartment because of something that the renter has done, I think you're 100% in your rights to take out of the rent. I mean, you have a right to charge the person. That's what I mean. Not that they got offended when you wouldn't take the money out of it. Okay, so why didn't they just buy a new toilet seat themselves and they didn't even have to bother you? I usually have, for me, honestly, it's usually between 5 and 10 is normal for me. But I learned that, listen, it doesn't matter about the 1,000 that I'm not watching. You know, the 5 or 10 that I have in here, if they care enough about me to be here, then that's great. I really appreciate it. Somebody told me before, don't worry about the numbers. Worry about doing what you want to do, and if the people care enough about you, they'll watch. If not, then don't worry about it. And that's pretty much what I've been living by. I don't let the numbers bother me anymore. The fact that it's right here when you're live streaming on a phone, it shows it right at the top. The only reason why I even check it, because it's right there. You can't help but look at it. I rent my ghetto houses for way under what I can. So when they call me about $14, I get pissed. Fridges are, yeah, I understand that. Fridges are okay to call. If the hot water tank goes, I totally understand that. When I rented for almost 13 years from the same guy, and he, I wouldn't call him a slumlord, but hey Lou, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. I rented from a not a slumlord, but almost a slumlord, I would say, only because he would let everything go to seed, and like cut the grass once during the summer, that type of thing. Light bulbs out on the outside, the spotlights, they would go out, and you'd let them know about it, and it would take them like 3 weeks before he'd come over. So you'd have like no lights outside for 3 weeks, and the neighborhood wasn't the greatest neighborhood, wasn't the worst, but stuff like that. I don't know. I tried not to bother him because it was easier for me to do it myself. If it was like a toilet seat, I don't know what happened to it. I think I just wanted to change the toilet seat one time, and I changed it. I went out to Lowe's, which was the closest store. I mean, I'm really a Home Depot man. But, excuse me. I went to Lowe's because it was closer, bought a toilet seat, put it in. I mean, little things like that. I don't know. Well, thank you, Diamonds. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very, very much. I made my renters replace their own lights, but yeah, like, I never bothered them for really anything major. When I left, the apartment really needed a lot. And when I left, I'm sure he had to put a lot of money in there. He had to put a new kitchen floor. Same refrigerator all those years. Same hot water tank, which was... Actually, I think he did at some point. The third floor's... I lived on the first floor, and it was a 3 tenement. I think the third floor's hot water tank let go. And I think he changed all 3. I was going to say it was the same hot water tank, but it wasn't. It was a new one that he had done about 4 years before I left. What was that? Sounds like somebody's running over a pelican or something. I don't know. I do have a job. I work as a janitor, second shift most time. I'm actually waiting to go into work now. Um, I start around 3:30. So I usually, when I do a live stream, I haven't done one in a long time, but when I do a live stream, I usually do them from 2:30 to 3:30 Eastern time. Creepers! Creepers and Illuminators unite! I um I work as a janitor for a company, and I've been doing it for almost 19 years. I enjoy it a lot. It's a union job, which I really enjoy. I have a lot of seniority here, which is cool. My vision about jobs are do something that you really don't mind doing, because they always say if you do something you like, it'll never feel like work. But the thing is, I've known people that hated their job and stayed forever. It's like, if you hate your job, don't be at your job. There's plenty of jobs out there that you can do something that you don't have to hate. I never bothered my landlords when I was young, so I don't get it. I guess if you're in a nice place or expensive place, you should expect this. But my landlord was the same thing. He'd rather rent for less money and keep people for years than rent for top dollar and always have people looking for another place and having people stay for six. He didn't. There was no leases, so he would just, rent for years and years and years instead of 6 months. Like the place across the street, there was somebody new there every 6 months because they probably were getting top dollar and the people would find somewhere cheaper. Hey, Clearski, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you showing up. Thanks, man. Work eventually always feels like work, and that's true. That's very true. Especially on a Friday, I feel like I'm already run down. I've had this allergy thing, throat thing. It's not even a cold. It's just my throat gets irritated by pollen. Pollen counts are wicked high today, wicked high. And I don't know. Usually my fall time allergies, the autumn allergies for me is very bad. But usually it waits a little bit more into September before it kicks in. And this has been around for about 10 days already. And it's really affecting me. I wasn't even sure I was going to do this live stream because I'm going to pay for it later on when I don't have a voice. But I'm from a small town southwest from Wichita, Kansas. I've always wanted to visit this wonderful country of ours. I always wish that I could just go on a road trip. Of course, with my job, I can't. But I would love to just take like a whole summer, like from May all the way to all different parts of Americana. Do like the Adam the Woo thing, but without a camper. Stay at hotels. I live actually in Rhode Island on the Massachusetts border, New England. I've been from New England my whole life. I've lived in New Hampshire for 6 years when I was a teenager. But yeah, I'm Southern New England, born and bred, born and raised. I did not spend most of my days on a playground though. But anyway, I would love to be able to travel, but that's. I mean, just going to Newburgh, New York while I was on vacation, and that was way out of my comfort zone, and I really enjoy that. And it made me think, oh, I'd like to do more of these type of trips where I can actually stay overnight and not make it just a day trip. Because everything was rushed, and I didn't do half the things I wanted to do. But that, out of all the videos I've done, that's my favorite video, only because it proves to me that I can do what I want to do and break out of my comfort zone when I want to, which is all well and good. But that people love fruit punch or iced tea or whatever. So just so people know, I'm drinking this one. I'm drinking this one sans any Kool-Aid powder. I have to admit, I'm not as much of a player as I used to be. Anyway. I wonder who's still here. It says we have 7 in here. That's pretty cool. I haven't done one in a long time. I'm happy to have the 7. I really am. Oh, sometimes I always feel, yeah, okay. Sometimes I feel, hey, Michael Watcher, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Sometimes I feel like I already worked and I haven't even started my shift yet. That's just, it's crazy. I'm hoping that today brings me a little bit of rest during my shift. You never know how much your life can change when you open a new experience. And work and YouTube and, I mean, not that I do a lot of editing. I try not to, but even just doing the little thumbnails or, little things here or there, it takes time. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but I mean, it does take time. Um, like for instance, the little Lou video that I did with me in the bed and him with the almost like from the Saw movies and the little knife and everything. I mean, that I filmed most of it one day and the rest the next day, but to edit it all together still took me about an hour. Now that wasn't even a long video at all, like a 2-minute video, not even maybe, and it still took an hour of editing. I mean, little things like that. Bigger videos taking a lot more. When my video with Lou going to pick up Bootsy, I mean it took me a month from start to finish, and I was like working on it like trying to squeeze an hour a day on it or more. I mean, there was probably well over 24 hours of actual time between thinking and filming and editing and everything. It probably took well over 24 hours of work to do that. I mean, it takes time. I always said when YouTube becomes a job, then I'm going to walk away from it. I try not to make it become a job. I still try to have fun in what I'm doing. So that's all cool. So far, so good. Uh, but yeah, it's all good. Christian's Adventures, hello, hey, welcome. Please make Christian's Adventures feel welcome. He is new here. I appreciate it very, very much. Also, who's this woman? It was a woman that I work with that she just last week had an operation to have a tumor removed from her brain. And I looked out of the corner of my eye and I thought this was her. I'm like, she had an operation last week doing it, but it wasn't her. Hey, Lou's back. I don't make any money at YouTube at all. I am not monetized. I don't have anywhere close to the viewers. I mean, take a look at this live stream, and I appreciate each and every one of you. But I'm saying for my own self, I'm doing a live stream with 7 people in it. I don't get like some people do a live stream like Lou will do a live stream and average 20 people for an hour. I will average between 5 and 10. I have 1,000 subscribe. I was going to say supporters, but subscribers is the word. I'm not afraid of that word subscribe. YouTube, I'm not afraid of it. I have 1,000 subscribers, but a lot of them do it just for, it's almost like a sub for sub thing because it's gotta be, because these people added me and then never come back. I'll get 30 or 40 views on a video, so I don't have the viewers to be able to have the watch time to get monetized, unfortunately. Not that I want to be monetized and make a lot of money, but I mean, it's an ego thing. It would be nice to be able to get monetized. It would be nice to do a live stream and have a little super chat, but I mean, if it never happens, it's no big for me. You know why I made a Spreadshirt account? Because somebody asked me to. And I haven't sold any t-shirts from it. But you know what? If I never do, it's no, what's the word? It's no water off my back, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. I'm doing this for the fun of it, and that's about it. I missed your sweet comments the other day because I was at work and to jump off. Lou gave you some really good comments. I can't believe you missed it. Editing, for me, I jumped into editing slowly, and I was extremely bad at it, so I tried to learn a little bit more. And all of my editing comes from my cell phone. I've done everything on this cell phone, Samsung Galaxy S7, and all of my software is all free apps. I haven't paid for any apps with the version to be able to do. And for $1.99, I mean, I don't have no $20 apps or anything. For $1.99, I got the full version of that, and it took care of all the ads and everything, which is a pain in the neck, let me tell you. But the other thing, Video Shop, I film all of my, I edit, I should say, not film, but I edit all of my videos, my daily vlogs on Video Shop, and I actually paid $1.99 to that one too to get the ads off that. But I don't have any expensive equipment, inexpensive microphones or anything. Everything is right on the cell phone that I do. I do have a $70 tablet that is collecting dust at my house that I'm going to start using. I keep saying I'm going to use it eventually, and I haven't really used it for much. But anyway, yeah, it does take a little bit of time to edit and try to get better at it. But my videos are far from perfect. Just watch the Godzilla ones where the volume doesn't, the words don't match my lips, and those bother me worse than anything when I just can't get it. Yeah, Twitch. I've heard of Twitch before. I'm not a Twitch fan because I mean, I would love to be a gamer again. I used to game from way back before there even was an internet for all of us. I mean, I used to be a gamer from way back, but I'm not really a Twitch fan. I can barely keep enough time on my books to be able to do YouTube, let alone Twitch also. Just like my Instagram and everything, I spend so little time on Twitter or Instagram. I have it just to have it, basically. I want to get a PS4. I do a lot of adulting, so the fact that I barely ever have time for my PS3 has stopped me from spending, or should say, wasting the money on a PS4 right now where I don't have time. But well, before the internet, I mean, before play with people you knew that were sitting in the same room with you, or whatever. But no, not the 1960s. Before the internet became so popular in 1994, 95, and became available to all of us, because as most people know, the internet was pretty much invented for the military, and was around, what, they say 1975 or around there. But I was a gamer from before you can game on the internet. Hey, thanks for coming back, Lou. Appreciate it. The games now, you know, Fortnite and all these other things, and oh, what's that other one? There's another one that's getting just as popular. You were born in 2004. Okay, so I put you at about 14 now, 13, 14. Okay, I'm 20 years older than you, but yeah, the actual internet was available to the public when I started gaming. Which it wasn't the same type. I mean, it honestly wasn't the same. You know, when you had to have your friends over, I mean, it was a different kind of gaming. You're playing, you know, Contra or Metroid or Legend of Zelda or something like that. It was different because you're playing with people you know. There's no such thing as just, at the time, there was no such thing as playing with other people from around the world that you didn't know. It's just, it's a different world now. It really is. Oh, I'll tell you. When you don't have a lot of soda, every sip is like, it's like a party in my mouth. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I've seen it advertised on Facebook. There's a version of a mini system of the original Nintendo that's about the size. I don't know if it's like 8 inches by 10 inches or something like that. And it comes there's no cartridges. It comes pre-installed with like 600 games, 620 games or something. And all the great ones are there, from Super Mario Brothers to Contra to Metroid and everything from back in 1987 to 1989. It's like, that's something. I mean, I love the new stuff, don't get me wrong. That's why I chose, back in the year 2000, I chose to get was it 2000? No, it was 98. In 1998, I chose to get a PlayStation 1. Well, back then it was just a PlayStation. I chose to get a PlayStation instead of a Nintendo. What was the one called? Nintendo World? Was that the one? No, that was Nintendo GameCube. Oh, I forget now. I chose because PlayStation had looked like real people. It was discs, you know. They actually had cutscenes that were filmed with real people, and I wanted all that. So to go back to the original games would be cool, but it seems like, oh, I don't know. It's like playing a Atari 2600 nowadays. Zelda, I wouldn't say big into Zelda back in '87, but the kid across the street from me, Bobby, he was my best friend. He had Zelda, and I would go over and watch him play mostly because I wasn't so much into it. But Yeah, I should get back into gaming, but I don't have the time. Being an adult is something that I want to do ever. It's just something I have to do. So it takes up a lot of time. But yeah. Anyway, did I miss anybody coming in? Anybody still here? I know Tanyad's still here. Diamond's probably still here. Alma's probably still here. It's like when I started one of my, because I'm a big pro wrestling fan, but one of my, uh, I mean from way back, from 1984 I started watching. But I started talking about wrestling in a live stream once, and like almost everybody left, except the three people that we were talking about wrestling about. Hey, Hunter Lynn, how are you? I'm gonna be here probably about another 20 minutes or so, give or take. This is my first live stream in months, so time to jump back in. Hey, thanks for being here, Tanyad. Stop by anytime. Yeah, and if I ever start gaming, I'll look you up. I'll be on your if you put out videos, live streams, and stuff like that. I'll come visit definitely. I appreciate you being part of this live stream. A big part of it this time. Awesome. So far so good. But yeah, so it finally stopped raining over here. Finally stopped raining. The sky looks fine. See, they said it was gonna be until around 3 o'clock, and sure enough, it's 3 o'clock, and the sky's getting a little bit brighter. But anywho, so what else is going on? Let me see. It's Friday. Friday is good. Trying to figure out what supper time. I'm going to call for some takeout. Trees are not really changing yet here, Diamond. For lower New England, it's usually around the middle of October. I know when I lived in New Hampshire, the peak with the foliage was right around September 30th. So I'm sure the farther north you go, the more reds and yellows and oranges that you would see. Over here, everything is still really, really green over here. Which, of course, let's see if I can do this here. Change the. Everything is still very, very green out this way. So that's all cool. I mean, as much as the heat wave was really over the past couple of weeks, we had two major heat waves come in. It lasted 4 days apiece with tons of humidity. And as much as that is killer and I hate it and everything, I'm really not a fall person and I'm not a winter person. It's not easy being green. Kermit the Frog here. I hate this time of the year because it reminds me that summer is leaving, and it bums me out because I am not a winter person. I hate winter because winter means snow. That's what I hate the most. I love looking at the foliage, but it's just shorter days. I work mostly second shift, so I mean, it seems like you no sooner start and it gets dark, and then your body you work and it's pitch black 90% of the time you're here, so your body thinks it's midnight all the time. So it's a much, I don't know, it's just emotionally it's much harder to work for me in the winter than it is in the summer when it's light up until 8:30 at night. That's the best. This whole daylight savings time is for the birds. uh, for me it's just Depression City once the summer is over. The good thing is that September through December seems to go by extremely fast. I have no idea why, but I mean the whole year seems like it goes by fast. But I always feel like once January hits, that summer's right around the corner. Even though January and February are brutal over here when it comes to. Oh, look here again, the rain starts. I just was talking about it, and it starts drizzling again. But over here, it's like brutal Januaries. Februaries are really cold and windy. But for some reason, it's like you feel like, well, we're almost to summer again. Janice, how are you? Thanks for being here. I hate daylight savings time. I don't care if it was still dark at 9 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't bother me. You know, I'd rather have it still light at 6, 7 at night. I don't know. I know I'm in the minority when it comes to liking summer, but everyone loves fall. But for me, fall is just a reminder that summer is over. And I'm not a big humidity fan, but I don't have to shovel humidity. And over here, sometimes we have bad winters. And there's only so many places you can put the snow if it doesn't melt away in between. This past winter was wonderful because every time we had a big, and it was weird too because every time we had a big storm and we got like a foot of snow or more, it ended up being really warm the next few days and most of it would melt away, if not all of it. So we've had winters where it just would snow constantly every couple of days and never have a chance to melt away. This past winter wasn't like that. I mean, praise God, it wasn't like that. We got 16 inches of snow one time, and then the next day it was like 60 degrees, which was very, very weird. And 16 inches went down to about, 6 inches, and then the next day it was like gone. It's like, how do you get that much snow and it's gone in 2 days? That never happens around here. But my body knows what time it is, and no clock can change my mind. Exactly. And the older I get, the more my body lets me know when it's going to rain. It lets me know when there's a change in the barometric pressure, and I can feel it in my head and all that. It's weird. I hate winter. Oh, I always hate me. Yeah, it's like I'm a big guy. I'm warm all the time, but I just hate winter. Nothing is ever going to make me love it unless I lived in a place that didn't get snow. I don't hate the cold as much as I hate the snow. I mean, I live in t-shirts. I wear t-shirts all year long. And in the winter, you just can't leave the house unless you have long sleeves. You gotta have, flannel shirt. I wear flannel shirts and jackets, hats, all that. You just can't just jump in your car and go. Even if it's a little warmer during the day, you need the jacket at night. It's like, I don't know. It's not my thing. So over the next 6 months, it's gonna be different, much, much more different. Can't do anything outside. Too cold. How do we get through it? How do we get through it? Best thing about humidity is air conditioning. I'm one of these people that just, I just want to be able to just get up and go and not have to worry about, oh, it's going to be cold later. Let me throw a sweatshirt in the car or whatever. Stamford, Connecticut. Anywhere near the WWE wrestling headquarters. Vince McMahon, World Wrestling Entertainment. That's a place I always wanted to visit. Me being a huge wrestling fan since I was, almost 10. I'll tell you, when I went to New York I just said it before, where Orange County Choppers is. Oh my goodness. When I went to New York, it seemed like most of the trip was Connecticut. I'm like, I never realized Connecticut was so big. Right down my street. Wow, that's awesome. That was my best. I know it's a longer video. Probably that is my longest video, but to actually go for a day trip to New York, Newburgh. Actually, I couldn't remember. I'm sorry. I'm leaving brain cells all over the Eastern Front. The fact that I went to Newburgh, New York in a day trip, 7 hours of driving, both ways. I never do that, so that was just a tremendous thing. I really enjoyed that. Should have stayed overnight. I don't know. The road less traveled. Just saying at the earlier parts of this video that just traveling to Newburgh, it made me think, wish I could travel a little more, but it just doesn't happen with everything. Oh, goodness. Well, maybe things will change. Maybe I'll win Powerball one of these days. Yeah, okay. I don't know. So now the sun is out and it's still raining. You ever had one of those days? I keep buffering, yeah, well, I buffer for some people until then. That's because I'm riding off the free Wi-Fi, hopefully. Hopefully I'm still buffering off the, oh, but not buffering. Hopefully I'm still on the free Wi-Fi. Maybe I buffer when I put the camera down more, I don't know. If I'm buffering for anybody else, please let me know. Sometimes they say when you stop for something, that's when you find it. So maybe I'll stop looking for a good time, and that's when I'll find it. I don't know. Contemplating. So much I wish I had time for. Anyway. So what's the weather like in everyone's neck of the woods? I'm sure I got people, well, I think the most I ever had in this was 6 today. But that's par for the course with my live streams. I have 1,000 people that subscribe to me. Not a lot of people watch my stuff. But like I said before, that's okay. I'm doing what I want to do. It's all cool. So I don't know. Live life as you can live it. Live for today. Tomorrow's not promised. Everyone lives for the... Around here, we wish our lives away over here. Everyone I work with on Monday, they can't wait till Friday. We can't wait till Friday over here. And everyone says, we wish our lives away because it's Monday and we're wishing it was Friday. It's Tuesday, we're wishing it was Friday. We're not living for today. We're living for Friday, we're living for the weekend. And everyone comes in and they're all bummed out on a Monday. No one rests because everyone tries to jam all the other stuff that they need to do all on the weekends. We've got more rain this summer than we've had in a long time. Yeah, we haven't got a lot of rain here at all. We haven't seen a lot of rain since spring over here. You can write all that, and then you're going to put IJS. Instead of I'm just saying. I'm just joking. Oh, I don't know. So what's for supper? I don't know. I'm going to go somewhere. Order from someplace that I can get a nice salad. I've been living on salad every day. Almost every day. Actually, I think I've had salad every day for the last week. For some type of part of my supper. Shut up. Shut up. It's not shut up, it's shut up. You with that accent, I'm not sure, I don't know. Just stay away from bridges. What kind of bridges do you mean? The bridges like in your teeth? Stay away from dentists? I already do that. Just stay away from bridges. Lloyd bridges? Nash bridges? Bow bridges? I don't know what bridges to stay away from. Oh, another yawn, another yawn. I don't think I'm going to make it to 1 hour. I'm already running out of stuff to talk about. First live stream in 2 months, and I'm running out of words. Let me know if I stop buffering again. I'm gonna put the camera down. I have an itch on my arm. Couldn't get it. My hand doesn't go. That will do it. See what happens. Put the camera down. Jumping off of bridges. Kind of afraid of heights, so I don't think I'm going to be walking on any bridges or even driving my car off any. It's not really worth it. Suicide is not the answer. Batman's not the answer either. You love my topics. I try to be interesting, Jan. Like for me, I just try to be like some people say, well, don't spread yourself too thin. Uh, if you do cooking videos, just do cooking videos, or if you do gaming videos, just do gaming videos. Um, for me, it's like I try to be spontaneous, whatever I feel like doing for that particular day, and that way, everyone, the gamers, you know, I do something for them once in a while. The bottom of YouTube people, I do something for that. I try to hit all different things and all different topics so that people won't have to say, well, I'm going to unsubscribe from this guy because he doesn't really, he doesn't say anything that pertains to me. I try to hit everybody eventually when it comes to something that might be interesting, something about family, something about cars, something about, you know, the wildlife, as it happens. It's just life through my eyes as I see it, and that's just, I appreciate that. But I just try to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it's not all entertaining and it's not all interesting, but it's my life, and people watch, and I appreciate that. And the people who don't watch, they don't know what they're missing. I try to, yeah, you know, I try to keep it short for the most part, especially the stuff that's a little bit more boring. If it's something I think is more interesting, it might be closer to the 5 minute mark. Uh, but my videos, the average is between 2 and 3 minutes because I know people have things to do. Opportunities, like you said, opportunities. It's all about opportunities, but everyone is busy. Everyone has a busy life. The way I see it, if people can spend 2 or 3 minutes with me, that's great. I appreciate that. I'm not asking for 10, 15 minutes all the time. Um, live streams I don't do every day usually. This is the first one I've done in months, and even before that, I was doing maybe 2 a week. Sometimes some opportunities take you in the wrong direction. Well, that's true. But there's also an expression that says that if you want something, you see something and you want it, you got to go get it because no one's going to give it to you. It's like in this world, everyone's going to do for themselves. When it comes to dating, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to money, it's like, no, you're not going to sit at home and people are going to say, hey, I'm going to give you a job for $100,000 a month. You got to go out and put applications in. And like they say, when you try something new, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But if you don't try, nothing happens. And I try to live my life by that. Even when it comes to meals, like try a new recipe. I mean, yeah, you take a chance, but it could end up being like the greatest thing you ever tasted. It could be something that you put into your normal rotation. It could be something that you never make again, but that's the chance you take. But if you don't take a chance, you'll never know. I'm not saying go and take, $10,000 and invest it into something that, doesn't have a chance. I mean, but with little things, it's worth stepping out on that ledge for little things. I mean, we're not talking life and death here. We're talking about, breakfast or, lunch or, throwing some stuff in a slow cooker and just saying, well, I usually don't eat like this, but let me see what it's like, try this and try that. And hey, you know what? This is pretty good. Well, this reminds me of something that I had once that I wish I knew how to make and I didn't know the name of it. And I'm still looking for there's something that I'm going to get back to these comments in a minute. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I don't know what it's called. Maybe someone can help me. It's like a cream of mushroom soup with mushrooms and like chicken fillets or some type of, I don't know. It's like, I haven't had it since like 1994 and I love it. I love it so much. And I don't know what it is. It's like a chicken with a mushroom sauce and it's like white. Maybe chicken a la king? I don't know. Maybe something else. Yeah, hold on, guys. Hey, thanks, man. Hey.
The frog, you don't want.
No, I'm good.
I'll give it to him.
Thanks, man. Sorry. Coworker of mine should be on that show, American Pickers. He's always finding stuff that he thinks people might want, and he just does it for the fun of it and to give away. But he wanted to let me know he's gonna have something for me later. Anyway, I don't know what that chicken thing is called, but I'm still looking for what that might be called, because I'd love to make something like that. And my video is perfect length. I appreciate that. I try to make it so that it's not too long. I mean, if it's something I feel is important, then it's longer. But my favorite part is the brought to you by always. Yeah, I got to work on more of them. You know, sometimes I try to make them a little bit more pertaining to the video if I have the time. But I should do a whole bunch more generic ones. And I haven't redid any of them. I figured I could always redo them. Not redo them, but I could always reuse them, I mean. But it's not quite the same. But I always try to, you know, I try to better myself in little stages. Like for me, I heard, speaking of wrestling, I heard Hulk Hogan say it back in 1988, where no matter what you're doing, try to do it the best of your ability. You know, and why be content at this level when with a little bit more effort you can be on this level? You know, and it's not about changing all today. You can make little changes and have it take time to get up there. You know, it's like doing push-ups. You know, you do one push-up today and it's the hardest thing in the world. In a couple of days now you're doing 2, now you're doing 3, now you're doing 4, and after a month you're saying, you know, I could do 20 push-ups, and a month ago I couldn't even do 1. You know, you just gotta you build into the you build into it, you know. So my videos, I'm always trying to do something new or something a little bit different. If you go back and look at me back from last December, I didn't have an intro, I didn't have an outro. I started that like a week later. I started an intro, then put an outro. I mean, always try to better myself a little bit without making it another job. And sometimes it does feel like another job because it takes time, but I really don't mind if it's still fun to me. And I chose to do the editing, and I chose to make the intros and the outros, and lately, for months now, every intro is different. I changed the colors, I changed the designs a little bit, I tweak things, and you know, for every intro a little different. Not the Illumination Alliance one, even though I changed the colors with that one, I flip back and forth, but when it says the Truth Vlog, different backgrounds, different colors. It's just every video is unique, and it takes time to do that. You know, it's time I want to spend, but when it becomes like a job, then I'll probably walk away, because I want to still enjoy it. Drive fast, take chances. Very true. Well, that helped me get almost up to, look at that, I'm almost at an hour. Wow. So who's still here? Let me see. Diamond been here since the start. I mean, I appreciate you've been here the whole hour. I appreciate that very, very much. And Alma's been here for the entire hour. And Janice has been here for a while. Hunter's been here so you're probably the 4 I still have in here. I appreciate it very, very much. But again, I mean, some people will live stream for 6 hours. That's not really my type of thing. I usually do an hour at a shot, and if I ever do a second in the day, that's later on, I do another hour. But I figure an hour of me is enough, and you know, who wants to, with my voice and everything, it's too much. I think I'm happy with having people appreciate what I do, or at least watch. Maybe not agree with everything, but of course we're all different. We don't have to agree on everything, but you know, going back to what I said before earlier, like somebody told me, are you happy with the content you're doing? Because I was complaining about views and about not getting a lot of people interested, and you know, some videos only 20 people, and you know, it'd be up for 24 hours and I'd have 20 views, and I was doing a little bit of complaining, saying, hey, I got 1,000 people, or at the time, you know, 500 people, and you know, I got 20 views. And he said to me, he said, are you happy with the content you're doing? Are you having fun with it? Are you doing what you want to do? And I said, yeah. He said, then don't worry about views. That'll come later. Just be yourself, do what you want to do, and the people, if they like it, you'll have a following. But you know, I try to grow too fast sometimes. I've been here less than a year. I've been here 9 months. And in that 9 months, I've met such beautiful people, such a wonderful variety of people from all over this world. I'm very thankful for that. I really am. It's not even about views. I think whether there were 4 people in here or 400, I think the 4 people is more, it's a closer, you know, go on Adam Nawu's live stream when there's 4,000 people, and you can't even get you can't see anything. It's everything's moving way too quick. Yeah, I gotta get going too. I hit the 1 hour mark, and I think that I think I'm gonna call it. I really think I'm gonna. Thanks for the live dream. Thanks for the live dream. Yeah. Let me slide my glasses a little bit. Everything's blurry. Another thing about getting older, sliding glasses down your nose. Thanks for being here, Alma. Thank you, Hunter, for being here. Janice, if you're still here, thanks for being here. I'm gonna call it. Thanks for being here, everyone. I love you all. Take care. See you real soon. Have a great weekend. Janice, you are still here. Hey, thanks for being here. Every single one of you. And for the, I'll say this like I said in my live streams before. Whether you were here for 1 minute or the entire hour, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Please stop by again, and thanks for being part of the Illumination Alliance. I love you all. Take care. Be good to one another. Be good.